Hi there, it's Karen here. Welcome back, and it's Moroccan Journal Monday again. So today I want to make a belly band and a snippet roll. I don't know if this will be enough for my uses. I'm thinking I'm going to just use these as decorative pieces because some of the pieces of these fabrics that I bought, all these pieces, some of them are very big, very decorative, and I think I need to reduce them down to more manageable pieces and decorate things like this, just so that so that I can actually use some of them. Some of them are going to be easier to use and others not so much. So there's quite a selection of bits here. So I'm going to try and use the, I have no idea if I'll be able to use this because it's really quite thick, but some pieces I'll be able to use as if I can make them a bit smaller. So that's what I'm thinking I might do today, is use some of these. I've got a whole load of that. I've got a pile of laces, bits of fabric, trims. I've got this trim, which I've had a long while. I've got another box of trims here, a whole load of stuff. So who knows what I'll end up doing. I hope it turns out. I've even got little bits of coffee dyed cheesecloth, because I thought what I'd do is I'll lay down, I'll start with the belly band. I'll put this aside for a moment. I'll do sort of a background layer of laces really, and the fabrics and things like a bit of this that I'm using, bits of lace just as a kind of base, and then we'll add all the colourful decorative bits on top of that just to build it up a bit, because this is, I think you'd call this like a calico. I think it's I think it was a bag I bought from Hobbycraft, like a little shopper bag. They do a lot of these sort of things, but the bag, at the time, I think the bag was £1. And I've cut it all up and I've used it quite a lot. It's really handy, this fabric. So this one is what I'm going to use for my base. I've cut it to size, so I know this is the size of my belly band, so that's the start. So I think I'm just going to try and start putting pieces on and building it up and see what we end up with. I really have no idea. But I do love making these kind of things. I think they're really fun to do. They're very decorative in your journals. These kind of pieces. This is some proper vintage lace. I don't have a lot of vintage lace, so I've been quite sparing in my usage. But I do think it would go lovely on here. So I'm hoping I'll still be able to show some of it. I think what I might do is put it on this magazine that I've been using for gluing on, because I'm going to, for the first pieces, these thinner pieces, I'm going to use my glue stick, because I think the plan is I'll put the base layer on, then I'll sew around it, and then I'll add the more decorative pieces on top individually with the stronger glue, probably with the fabric glue or something like that. So that's the idea. How well it'll work out, to do know. So I'm just putting on a load of glue onto here, and then we'll just start laying on some pieces of these fabrics and laces, the thinner pieces. But then they can still show through. I mean, things like this will be lovely to show through. And I've got this organza bag in this quite deep gold. That would be quite good, just for adding a base of colour. I've also got a lighter, more pale gold one as well, which I haven't used, but can soon cut that up and put it in. Just choosing little pieces really. Gosh, it's really warm in my craft room today. The forecast said it was going to be mostly cloudy, but the sun's shining and it's really warm, and my room always gets very warm. The sun comes out. This is always the room that gets the warmest, and I've got quite a thick shirt on, so I'm a bit warm. A bit of that. I'm going to put a bit of this lovely fabric. Not too much, because it's quite, as you can see, it's a very bright piece, and the brighter pieces are going on top really, but this would add a good base layer piece in the flat piece in the back. I don't want it sticking out too much. In fact, whoops, I'm going to put the dark with the black area in the middle, so it's more likely to get covered up. I don't really want that showing. Like that. It's not going to take long to cover this because it's not very big, but then I'll do the, while this one's drying, I'll do the snippet roll. Then I'll go and sew them both, and then we'll come back and do the fun part, putting all the pretty bits on top. So, let's do a bit of, trying to separate them all. Starting to get gluey fingers as well, so they're sticking to me. This piece of lace. Most of my bigger pieces of lace are just garments I bought from the charity shop and cut down. Although I haven't found any for quite a while. I'll keep looking so I can find something new, but I like to have them, you know, if they've got quite thin lace is what I'm looking for. So it works on something nice like this, so it's quite more of a backgroundy piece. But quite often they're very thick or they're very stretchy or something, so they don't really work too well. What have I got here? What about a piece of this? This is a nice piece. So this is some lace that I bought, I think, from a, just ordered from an Etsy shop with this colour. I think the nice thing about doing these journals is you can use all these gorgeous rich colours, and they all work. At least I hope they do. Use a piece of this, maybe. This is some piece that I dyed. I can't even remember what I used to dye this colour. I'm just going to cut that down there and then just chop a piece off. Let's do it that way. And another little piece of this, I think. Just a bit more glue just along there. Right, so we have our first layer. I might do another layer before I add all the... Well, that might make it too thick there, mightn't it? So I'm just going to leave that, and I shall go and sew it in a little while. And then we've got our long piece. So this one will be long and narrow. So we'll just start there. I hope you can see that. It's not very easy to see, is it, on this background? Let's see if I can find something a little bit... I don't know if I've got a page that's just a bit darker. Now maybe I better just I'll use a piece of book page. It might be easier to see on there. So I just need tiny pieces now, don't I? Again, I'll do the same thing with the glue stick. It's quite good glue. It's quite good, this glue stick. It holds it quite well enough until I'm able to sew it. Right, let's do that section. Whoops. No, I think that's too much. No, we're going to add more later, because I'm thinking I'd like to add a few little pieces from the kit as well onto here. These little tiny pieces, and maybe this is the time to do it. A little something there, only very small. It's a case of which direction do you want to put them. Something like this. So I could put it like that, and I guess it wouldn't matter which way. If I put it on an angle, then whichever way I ended up using it, it wouldn't really matter too much. We'll try that. Something like that. Let's put one or two of those on, shall we? Just here and there. And then I'm going to put some more fancy pieces around it. I'll have that going the other way. Not done this before, where I've mixed and matched with images and fabrics and laces. It's not something I'm terribly confident at doing. But I feel like I want to bring in some of the kit images or pieces in here. Some of the smaller ones. Let's see what else I've got I could use. But some don't really go in this particular journal, they go better into something else, one of the other journals, because I've mixed them all together in this box. All the colours. And I have used a few already. And another one right at the end. Like that. Okay. So I think what I need to do now is take these to my sewing machine, and then we'll come back and add a bit more. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine. They're all sewn. I've just sewn around the edges. I may be able to do a little bit more sewing afterwards. It depends on what I use, really. So I picked out the things that I think will either work colour-wise. I've got a pile here I think I can use as from the fabrics. I've got a pile here of trims that will work, hopefully. These pieces are just so heavily embellished. I can't see I'll ever be able to use them. Certainly not in something like this, because they're really very thick. I mean, this one I might be able to cut down. I think I've got an odd little piece of that. I think I may have had a couple of these. I've got a little piece there that I might be able to use, so I've put that aside. But I think the rest I'm just going to leave. One day they might appear on something, I'm not sure, but I think they're too thick to go into a journal. I've got a few fairly embellished pieces here. Oh, no, not that piece. That's a piece of just lovely fabric, so that can go on that pile. A few bits. Yeah, there's just a couple of pieces that are quite embellished, which I may be able to use because they can be cut down or they're not too big. And then I have a pile of these here, which I will cut down and use for either one of these. I have this little piece here, which I really like, but I just think it would make quite a nice little teeny-weeny pocket somewhere, or tuck spot, because it's been hemmed here. So I will try and use that somewhere as a little mini pocket, I think. So I'm going to put that one aside. Excuse me. Had a bit of a coughing fit, so yeah, I think I'm okay. And yeah, the cold's really coming out now, so I may have to break off to blow my nose or something. I've got some water here. Let's see how we go. So I'm going to go back to doing the belly band. Let's put this piece aside. Let's see what we can use on here. So many choices, that's the trouble. When you've got the whole pile in front of you, it's really hard to know where to start and what I want to use. This is a lovely piece. It's always a bit nerve-wracking cutting these pieces down because you don't know if everything will just unravel. But I think we just have to go for it because it's way too big as it is. So I'm just going to cut it kind of here. See what happens. Oh well, may have lost a couple of bits of, what they call them, sequins. I'm just going to lay them on. I've got this really thick piece here. Actually, what I will do is cut this this backing piece off just to make it a little bit more manageable. That might actually be better on the snippet because it's so tiny, so I'll put that aside. So I've got a few little bits that I've had left over from, I think, from a previous journal, like this little piece, which I think I'll use on the snippet roll rather than on here. I want bigger pieces on here. I love this piece of fabric. It's one you can use either way, and it's hard to know which way to use it, really. I think this is the back, because this is slightly thicker here. But it's a beautiful piece, so I'm going to cut that down, I think. Try and get that on somewhere, maybe. This is a lovely one. Again, let's see. Not sure about that piece at the moment. Use a piece of this. This is lovely gold embroidered fabric here. I don't want to cover up, as I said, all of the lace in the background because it's just beautiful in itself. So put that there like that, I think. Really not sure quite where I'm going with this at the moment. I'm just playing around a little bit because these things are not very easy to use. Go down to this piece here. See if I can get some of this backing. I want to lose some of that, I'm not sure. That go on there. Not sure about that colour, it's a bit dark. Maybe I can just release some of the back and then makes it a bit less thick and makes the colour less dominant. If I were to take that, I may take this ropey piece off at the edge as well. Let's see what happens if I do that. Will it all fall apart? Quite possibly. Certainly knocks the red back a little bit. We'll see. I'm not sure about that one, but I might be able to use it on something else. Not sure about that colour. I think I put that aside, but I can use it now. It's in a more manageable size. I think I'm not likely to use it now for something else. Let's see what I've got here. this lovely piece. I'll cut that down. It's quite a thick one. I'm going to cut that in half, I think. You have to kind of grit your teeth to cut some of these things down. It seems a bit of a shame in a lot of ways, but they're just not usable when they're in a whole piece. I rather like that. Yeah, that's rather, makes quite a statement, doesn't it, that piece? I like that. Okay, what else do we have? Oops, wrong way up. This gold would be good. I'm going to cut round this flower, I think. Maybe I have this here, and this piece here. Getting there. Oop, just my stupid phone notifying me about something really I don't want to know about. I'm just going to turn the sound off for a moment. Not a WhatsApp message. Right, I've got this little piece. Could that go along there like that? The pearly bits have gone a bit wibbly wobbly. I don't know if I'll be able to straighten them up at all. Probably not, but so that could go on like that. Maybe. Oh, this piece needs to come off. Perhaps pull it up a little. Right, how are we doing? Not bad. It's building up. I do have some of this lovely trim that I bought from the local market. The same as what I've used on the cover, but it's in a different colour. But it is very Moroccan looking, isn't it? In that shaping, so I certainly would like to use a piece of this. But where? I'm running out of places. I'll just straighten up this edge a little bit. It's only a little piece, but goes that way round. Could I pop that there? Colour doesn't work too well there, does it? Might work a bit better up here. I don't know. I think that might be overdoing it. Move those down a bit. Move that more central. I'm not sure that's going to work on there. So big. Maybe I'll just cut it in half. Have that piece there. How about that? Yes, I think that looks better. I'm just going to trim that a little bit to tidy it up along this side. Yeah, that would look better. More proportionate. Let's see. I've still got this lovely piece left. Oh, and I've got this I want to use. Oh, I don't know if that will work now. Would that go across here? Could I put that there? I really want to put a piece of this on. I love this so much. I also found some orange doilies, look at those. They might go on the snippet roll. Don't think that will go there. But it doesn't mean it won't go somewhere in my journal. I've got so much now I've pulled out. I've got to be... yeah, I've got to rein myself in a little bit, haven't I? So I think I'd like to put that piece there. Okay. That's quite a lot, isn't it? That one down a piece, a little bit. That one goes there. Do I need a little tiny bit of blingy down here? Because I have got this little piece, which came from that long strip that I had. I think the colour might be wrong, I don't know. Just kind of finishes it off down there, doesn't it? Don't have anything else that would work better in that spot. Let's try something else. I've got that. It's quite blingy, but I quite like it. I wanted something. It's going to be a little bulky in my journal, but I think I can live with that. I think I rather like it. Oh, excuse me for sniffing. I'll try not to sniff. Sometimes you can't help yourself. Right, now I need to try and glue it all on. Bit at a time, I guess. Try and do it in the right order. Okay, so put that bit goes on. Let's get some glue. I don't know if I'll be able to use my sewing machine. I might be able to weave around just to make sure everything's cooled down, but not on some of these blingy bits, otherwise I'll break my machine, won't I? super gluey hands, but I now have my belly band. I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be colourful and blingy and just look very Moroccan, which I think it does. I think it's got managed to get the little bits of shaping in that suggests Morocco to me. And the reds, the golds, love it. Right, so that needs to be put aside. Whether I'll be able to run a thread through it, I could kind of weave around. I don't think I'll be able to sew on some of these bigger pieces because it'll just be difficult to get the needle round, but I don't know. I have put plenty of glue on, so I may be okay. So I'm going to leave that to dry now, and we'll move on to the snippet, which is here, like that. So, and my plan would be to cut it up into smaller pieces, decorate pockets or the size of pages or whatever. I don't know. I mean, most of my pockets are ready to go. They might not need much decoration, but we'll see. I would like to use some of this anyway. On the journal, on the pages probably, just as a bit of decoration. Let's see let's get going on this one now. Right, so we need to find some smaller pieces or smaller designs that we can put onto these. I have this little tiny piece. It was actually on a much bigger piece of this chiffony stuff. And I've just cut it out because it's only a tiny little thing, but I think that just goes perfect on there. So I'm just going to pop it straight on. Look at this. Can't get me pin off my finger. I'm going to pop it straight on there. I'm just wondering which way. Ooh, I want to get rid of that, I think. Right. Just wondering whether to put it like that. I'll put it like that. I feel like it needs a little something under here though. Would this be too much? I'm just going to cut a single one of these off just because it looks a little bare in that corner. Look strange there. Needs a little something there. Just not sure what. Isn't it funny? Just sometimes the smallest pieces are the bits that trouble you the most. I'm just going to put a little tiny piece of this orange in this corner. Yep, that's it. Okay. Look at there. Yeah. Put that just there. Okay. Okay, we're just going to keep adding little bits as we go. I may have to speed this up, this area, this portion of the video, because I think I've been quite taking up quite a bit of time on this. Glued on a couple more pieces. I've just got one little bit to finish off at the bottom here. I have to change my battery, so I just quickly glued on those two pieces. I thought I really ought to turn my camera back on. And I might just pop, that's too big. Don't know, that's a bit bulky there. That piece is too much. Piece of that might be good. Yep, I think that piece can go there. I don't want to completely cover up the kit pieces, but they're a bit kind of flat. So I need to add something. I want to do something along here. I've got this piece of black lace. I wonder if that would look with the gold. I quite like that there. I might do a piece of that. I have to turn it around a little bit. That might go there. I should take off the little edge because that will just end up looking like it's got a black line down the middle. I don't want that. Didn't do a very good job cutting that off, did I? Okay, just gonna pop a little bit of glue along there. Yeah. There we are. That finishes that little piece off there, I think. Let's see how the rest of it looks, see if there's anything else I need to add. I feel like I need a little something here. One of these would be good. And I need something small about here. I'm wondering whether another little piece of this. Yeah, I might do another little tiny piece, snippet of this. Right, I think that's done. One of my favourite things to do is making snippet rolls. Could do it all day. Just love them. But I think this one is good to go. I don't think I need to add any more, but you never know. More could be added, I'm sure. But at the moment, I think I'm going to leave it well alone, as I think I've been filming for quite a long time. There'll be much speeding up to be done to fit it into the hour that I aim for. But yeah, I love that. Love it, love it. And where's my other one gone? Here it is. My gorgeous belly band. So yeah, that's it. That's my video for today. It's quite long enough. I hope you've enjoyed it. I really had fun. Love doing these things. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye for now.